we can use programming concepts and control structures we've learned so far to develop HTML code using JavaScript. One of the more useful applications of this is when you encounter some HTML that is very repetitive, like developing lists or developing a table where you're continuously repeating TD tags and TR tags to create the cells and the rows, and in the case of lists, you're continuously repeating the LI tags. So if you take a look at this example here, I did an OL tag just to give an example of what a list looks like. So this is an ordered list with list items, C++, and JavaScript, a list of programming languages. So if I go ahead and render the page, let's see, it's not saved. Okay, so the ordered list, the C++ and JavaScript, those two items were rendered using HTML. So let's take a look at that code again. And this time, take a look at the unordered list. So I'm going to generate the unordered list using JavaScript. I have an ID on the unordered list, and notice that there are no list items yet. So down below in the script portion of my code, I've created an array of list items that I want to display. So this is going to be old programming languages. So I have COBOL, Pascal, and BASIC. This is an array of strings. And I've created a text variable, and I've initialized it to nothing. Right? So I have open and close quotation marks, and this just lets the browser know that display language is going to be a string variable. Now I have a loop that begins at 0, so the 0 corresponds with COBOL. It's going to continue until I reach the end of the list. That's where old languages, right here, old languages, .length comes from, and I'm incrementing by 1 each time. So the basic idea here is I'm going to create one very long string. That long string is the equivalent of what you see here, which is all of the open tags, the content, the close tag, open tag, content, close tag. But in this case, it's going to be for the content of the unordered list. So I have display language equals display language plus. This is going to continuously change display language, and every time I loop through, it's going to add a new list item. So notice what I have next. I have the open tag as a string. I have the close tag as a string, and in between I have the array value, old languages at index. So it's going to do display language plus list item open plus array value plus list item close. And then when it's done looping, I will have a string that has all of the items inside, and I can take and change the inner HTML of my list and set it equal to display language, that big long string, and it'll generate the code. So let me just show you what I mean. Okay, and you see my unordered list here, and I just want to show you how that looks. Let me just open up the console here. And if I go to my source code, that's my source file, I'm going to stop my code when it gets to here. And I'm going to refresh the page so you can see exactly what's happening at every step through my code. So let me, and notice how I did that, I just clicked on the line number. Okay, so let's refresh. All right, and now I'm stopped here. Right, and it says I'm paused on the breakpoint, tells you that old languages is going to be an array. Now step through one line at a time, that would be the arrow pointing down. Okay, and so if I hover my mouse over old languages right now, you see that it has a length of 3. There are 3 items in the list. Next is the string, right, and just string is empty right now. Tells you about the next variable, index less than old languages .length. So you can hover your mouse here. 0 is less than 3, right? There's the length. Okay, and that was the 0 time. So I want to show you how display language changed. Notice this right here. Right? That's the new value for display language. Next time through the loop, okay, test, execute, and now look at display language again. I'm going to just slide over here so you can see it. Okay, so here's li open, li close, li open, li close, array values in between. And then last time through the loop, you should see all 3 values, all 3. And now we're going to stop here because, let's see if it shows it. Right here, this test, you have index is equal to 3, old languages is equal to 3, so 3 less than 3 is false. You're going to skip over this and you're going to come to this line of code here. And so now what you're doing is you're changing the inner HTML of the old, or the element with the old ID, and it's going to give it all of display language, which it does. And if you look on the left here, now you see the list.